Hello, good day. So I'm going to explain this process that I go through, or that I do, not every day, but as frequently as I can. As you can see, I have things set up in here, and I've showed in a previous video how I help myself learn God's Word through everything by putting stickers or a reference to God's Word, such as Romans 1:16. I put it on a light fixture, light socket, and then that helps me see his verse, the actual verse that it's referencing to, and which then helps me further become more intimate and more knowledgeable of his wisdom and truth. And so I'm going to show you this process of which I go through using, as I'm moving to, I have here, I usually use my smartphone and I just listen to random, I use a playlist that is not, that I don't have set, it's just random. I have it set on a certain station, and then I just listen to the music. And as I'm listening to the music, I'll have my earphones in, and I'll listen to the music, and I'll just dance, move. And as I'm moving, and I usually listen to Christian songs, because as I'm listening to Christian songs, they'll sing and reference God's Word. And as I'm listening to whatever that artist is singing about, they don't usually say, well, Romans 1:16, Psalm 23. They don't usually do that. But as I'm listening to their song, it's bringing up those verses, and I'm saying them in my head, in my mind. And it's a very powerful and exciting process. Well, in addition to that, as I am moving and saying, saying those verses in my mind as I'm moving to the sound, I also have these external cues, external visuals outside of me that I've labeled to help me know His Word. But as I'm looking at those things, I'll say them in my mind. Sometimes it will just be the reference to the actual, like for instance, I have my hat over there. I'll look at my hat, and it says Ephesians 6:10-20. And so I'll say that in my mind. And I say, it won't just be that. I'll say, well, what is that? What is that? That's God's armor. That's referencing to God's full armor of God. And then, the chair, Colossians 3:1. What is that reference? And then I'll say that in my mind. So as I'm moving to, so it's a process that I'm going to demonstrate. Now you won't be able to hear what I'm listening to because of I don't want to infringe on copyright laws. So it won't be as exciting, I guess. I don't know if you won't see the whole picture, but you'll get the idea. I'll be listening to this and to a song, to a Christian song, and I'm going to demonstrate how I'm moving. And as I am, what I'll do is I will say the reference to God's Word, so just so you can have an idea of what's going on within me. So I'll point, and maybe I'll go over to each thing and say, okay, well, this is that verse, and this is that verse. Maybe I'll say it out loud, say, okay, as I'm moving along, and I'm, Romans 12:9-21, which is in that painting over there that I've done, and it has his verse under there. So I'm going to show you how this is done, and we'll see how this works. Oh, and before I do, it's a constant prayer. Oh, say that. That's very important. As I'm doing it, it's all prayer. It's on the whole talking to God. So to begin, you'll see this is what I do. What I was going to say is, let us pray before and during. So Heavenly Father, God, Jesus Christ, and Holy Spirit, thank you for your word, the wisdom, and food to understand, God. Thank you for your long presence. Please guide me, guide me, direct me as I move with you. Thank you, God, in Jesus Christ. And I give you myself. And I'm just telling you, I don't pray out loud to you. This is how I pray. It's just to demonstrate how I do it. Corinthians 16:13. Revelation 1:12. Acts 2:2. Psalms 1:150. Praises to God. Every verse. James 1:17-25. Colossians 3:1. Ephesians 2:22. Ephesians 2:22. 12:5. John 10:9. Jesus said, I am poor. John 1:5. There is no darkness in your heart. Okay. So that was one song. This is Isabella, she gets all excited. That was one song that's been, I didn't know that was still on my little player, but it was. So that gives a demonstration of how I kind of go about praying, moving, learning God's Word through everything, through song. Forgive me. So, there's a lot more to say, but I'm just giving a brief demonstration of how I go about doing it. Okay. Hope you have a good day. I pray, may God's peace be with you all through your day. In Jesus Christ's name.